Hey, what is up? I'm glad that you are hanging out with me today. We are going to talk about how to fix the 4 biggest mistakes people make when building an Amazon business. Because we don't want to make mistakes. I mean, I'm sure just like you would much rather learn from the mistakes of others. But if you are making mistakes, you want to at least know about it. So we're going to dive into that today and break down what the mistakes are and how to fix those mistakes so that you can reach your Amazon goals faster, make more money, sell items faster, find more inventory, and have a better use of your time when you're building your Amazon business. Because I know some of you do this as a full-time job, but you'd love to earn more. You do this as a part-time job, but you'd like to make full-time income with that. Maybe you just started and you're like, man, I want to make sure I want to avoid these mistakes. Or maybe you haven't even started yet and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, tell me the mistakes people make and so I can avoid them. So you're in the right place if you have not started your Amazon business yet and you want to make sure you start off the right way. You are in the right place if you recently started your Amazon business and things don't seem to be going the way you expected them to go. You're in the right place if you have some experience selling on Amazon, but you're just not profitable enough to take home a big paycheck. And you're in the right place if you're selling on Amazon and you're thinking about quitting, because there is a way to get over that and still find success even though you are considering quitting. But why should you trust me? Little introduction to myself. My name is Steven Smotherman. This is me and my family. I've got 4 boys. My oldest is grown. So this is me and 3 of our boys and my wife, Rebecca. I've been selling online since 1998. Started with eBay. eBay was a fun hobby for over a decade or so. And then in 2010, I discovered Amazon FBA, that Amazon will take my inventory, store it for me, ship it to my customers for me, deal with customer service issues, deal with trying to draw traffic to the sales pages for my inventory, and all sorts of things. And it was awesome. So I started learning about Amazon in 2010, started Amazon in 2011, and by 2012, I was named a top holiday seller in 2012. This is an award that Amazon would give out to the top 25% of sales for the fourth quarter. October, November, December, the holiday selling season, Amazon would give out an award for the top 25% in sales, as long as you also had an A+ customer satisfaction rating. So I got really great reviews and feedback, customer service awesome, and I was in the top 25% of sales. After starting a year before, in 1 year, I was in the top 25% of sales. And I'm just a normal guy who finds inventory like everybody else, searching for retail stores, looking online stores, and recently wholesale stuff. But when I was beginning, it was all garage sales, clearance sections, and retail stores, and a little bit of online stuff. But it just shows you how quickly you can grow an Amazon business. And so in 2013, I married Rebecca, and she encouraged me to start a blog, fulltimefba.com. Rebecca became an amazing stepmom and also joined me with our business. So she does Amazon with me and also helps with, and also does a lot of stuff with content creation and stuff with the blog. So fulltimefba.com is the place where you can follow our blog. We've got tons of free stuff. About once a week, we'll send out information that will help you grow your business. And then in 2019, we started the Full-Time FBA Show, my wife and I hosting a show, the Full-Time FBA Show podcast, where you can listen weekly to episodes and learn a lot of stuff, free content that will help you grow your business. So fulltimefba.com is where you can find everything that I just talked about and how you can get started with your own Amazon FBA business. So I want you to know with this webinar, we got some Q&A coming up at the end of the presentation. So if you have questions, be sure to let me know. If you're here watching live, then put those questions in the questions section, and I'll come back at the end of the presentation to be able to answer as many questions as possible. And if you're not here live, be sure to try to show up live on these webinars so you get access to the Q&A time where you can ask the questions that you want. And we're also doing a big giveaway. We'll be giving away some stuff to 2 lucky people who are here live at the end of the presentation. So be sure you are still here at the end of the presentation to be able to win our giveaway. If you are here for the first time watching this a webinar from me, I've got a few gifts for you. I have a sales rank chart that breaks down all the main categories on Amazon and the number of items in each category. And then I break down the sales ranks percentages, because you know what? An item that averages in the top 1% of sales rank, that sells the fastest. Items that are in the top 2%, 3%, 5%, they're good to know to give you an idea of how fast items sell on Amazon. It's a good starting point when it comes to sourcing, trying to have the items that you are buying to resell have a good sales rank. And how do you know what a good sales rank is? When all these different categories have different sales rank numbers and different, items. Like a sales rank of 400,000 in books is good, but a sales rank of 400,000 in toys is not so good. So this will help give you some perspective. You can get it at fulltimefba.com/sales rank. It's a free gift. I update this monthly and send it out to my mailing list. So when you sign up for this, you're also signed up for my mailing list, so you can get that for free. I also offer you a free book, Seller Central Tips. It's a free ebook walking you through how to deal with reimbursements, refunds, and correcting other Amazon glitches. I want to help you with that. And then there's an acronym. If you are new to Amazon and you don't know what all these letters mean that people are talking about on in Amazon Facebook groups, then this acronym helper will help you to decipher what everyone is talking about when they're talking about LTSF, or they're talking about all the other acronyms that we use. There's so many of them. They're right there on the screen. But you can get that if you sign up fulltimefba.com/sales rank. When you go to that link, it looks like you're just signing up for the sales rank chart, but I'm also going to send you those as well. So mistakes happen, right? And we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about Amazon mistakes, but here's some mistakes that cats make. Mistakes happen. I mean, this cat was probably asleep on the top of a hay bale when it got picked up, and now it's on the side of the road going, probably 40, 50 miles an hour down the road. Mistakes were made. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations that we do not expect. That happens with Amazon sellers too. We make mistakes and find ourselves in situations we do not expect to find ourselves in, but that happens, and we'll talk about how we can overcome that today. We also sometimes make mistakes because we kind of start and having a lot of fun, but then kind of things go a little bit faster than we expect, and we find ourselves tied up, and we're like, okay, how do I get out of this? I'm in a situation that I can't get out of, or I've purchased some inventory and it's not selling, and it's strapping me down from being able to make profits because, man, my profits are just tied up in inventory that's not selling because I'm getting wrapped up in this business and I've made some mistakes. Sometimes we might feel like we are in over our head. I mean, we've made some mistakes. We start to realize we don't know exactly what we're doing. We're in over our head, and we're feeling like we might even could drown. So we don't want to have those mistakes cause us to lose our Amazon business or lose our overall profits. But mistakes happen, and some mistakes feel like they put us in the toilet. I mean, just looking at this cat right here and the look on the cat's face, mistakes were made. Help! I want to help you avoid the mistakes that put you in your Amazon business that threaten to put it down the toilet. So these are mistakes that cats have made, and it gives us a good little laugh. And because you know what, they happen. Sometimes we get stuck. Sometimes we make mistakes and it causes us to get stuck. And it feels like there's nowhere we can go, nothing that we can do, and we're just stuck. Well, I want to help break you free from being stuck in your Amazon business, and we can learn from our mistakes. But I do want to let you know, mistakes, they're okay. Mistakes, if you have the right perspective, can actually be something that's a benefit to you. They can be a resource for you. They can be something that is actually good, because mistakes means you're taking action. And there are a lot of people who are trying to run an Amazon business and they're not taking any action. I mean, maybe they're just really addicted to the learning process and the idea, but they're too scared to even start. But if you make a mistake, at least you're taking action. At least you're doing that. Mistakes means that you have an opportunity to learn, because mistakes make the greatest teacher. I'll even quote the wise character Yoda from Star Wars. He says, failure, the greatest teacher is. And what is a mistake? It's the time where we have a situation where we have a goal and we fail because of a mistake that we made. So mistakes are the greatest teacher. Mistakes mean you're going to remember the lesson more. I mean, if you make a mistake, most likely you are going to remember what went wrong, what happened, so that you don't repeat that. Mistakes are great. Mistakes reveal a nuance you might have missed. A lot of times with our Amazon business, we make decisions and we do things, but because there is nuance in life, we might miss something, and that's okay. Mistakes reveal a nuance that we might have missed. Mistakes help define areas of improvement. because it shows where we failed and it shows us opportunities to grow and get better. Mistakes show us our blind spots. We might think we see everything, but you know what? We don't always have the full perspective of things. And mistakes really help us to gain a better perspective and help us see our blind spots. Mistakes help us recognize change, where one thing used to work, but then a mistake was made and you start to realize, oh, this one thing that used to work is not working anymore. So I need to pivot and I need to find a new way, a new strategy. And maybe mistakes are made along the way while you're doing a new strategy, but at least you're learning. So mistakes help us recognize change, and then mistakes reveal new options that were never considered before. And this is a great opportunity to expand your business and stuff because you start to see more options. And so I just want to let you off the hook. Mistakes are okay. The only thing about mistakes that is a negative is if you let it get to you, if you let the mistakes define you. Zig Ziglar says failure is an event, not a person. So the mistakes that you make, those are just events. You are not a mistake. You are not a failure. Your Amazon business will not grow if you really focus on these mistakes and let it define you. That's not how to grow a successful business. So I want you to know mistakes are made, and there are things that you might not have considered, and you can learn from those. And so today we're going to talk about the 4 biggest mistakes that Amazon sellers make, because cats are not the only ones who make mistakes, right? Maybe adults, us, we make mistakes too. Yeah, always check the dimension when buying online. Not realizing I was buying a miniature cat play toy scratcher thing. Yeah, mistakes happen. Adults make mistakes too. So let's talk about mistake number 1. We got 4 mistakes. We're going to go through these. Mistake number 1, here it is. You treat Amazon like a hobby. Now, you might think you treat it like a business, but you really might be treating Amazon like a hobby. Now, if this mistake does not resonate with you, we've got 3 more that we're going to talk about that might hit hard. So hear me out. But mistake number 1, you treat Amazon like a hobby. When you are looking, you want to make sure you have a business mindset with your Amazon business. If this is just a hobby, hobbies cost money, businesses make money. A hobby and a business, let's break down the differences between. Hobby just focuses more on the experience. Businesses focus on profits. So you want to make sure that the experience that you're having is not the end goal. The experience that you are going through is going to lead to profits. When it comes to a hobby, expenses are not always tied to profits. But with business, you got to spend money to make money. You have to, buy tools to save time so that you can make more money. Use tools so that you can make better decisions in your Amazon business. And there's a lot of tools out there, and there's a lot of really great tools. We're not going to talk about all these tools in this webinar, but you need to spend money to make money, especially when you're reselling. You can't get everything for free to sell it online. You got to spend money to make money. When it comes to a hobby, it's mostly experimenting and testing and playing around and kind of seeing, how you can improve your hobby and improve your enjoyment of it. But a business is about continuing to educate yourself. It's about learning more so you can earn more. And so, it's good to have that business mindset instead of a hobby mindset, because a hobby is just doing everything yourself because you want to. But when it comes to business, it's understanding there are certain things that I could pay someone minimum wage and outsource it so that I can scale my business. And so with a hobby, hobbies are stuff you do yourself. You don't ever have a hobby where you outsource stuff usually. No, but with a business, if you are really wanting to grow, eventually you need to outsource. And you know what? Selling online via Amazon FBA is part of outsourcing, because you're outsourcing the product storage. You're outsourcing the product shipping to the customer. You're outsourcing the cataloging of that product. You're outsourcing so many different aspects of your Amazon business, and you pay a little fee for that. So if you are selling via Amazon FBA, you're already outsourcing, and so that's good. But you need to start to outsource even more to grow your business. And so here's the bottom line: if you treat your business like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby, and hobbies can get expensive. If you treat your business like a business, it will pay you like a business. So be sure that you understand that. So that is mistake number 1. You're treating your business more like a hobby than a business. So you want to make sure, if you really want to grow your Amazon FBA business, that you treat it like a business. All right, mistake number 2, you don't really know your numbers. Again, when it comes to running a business, numbers are important, and sometimes they're not very fun. I mean, there's ways that we can save time and energy. There's ways that we can, understand our numbers easier, so it doesn't have to be hard or impossible. But you need to know your numbers. You need to start to understand what your cash flow numbers are. That's the availability of the cash to buy more inventory, the profits that you reinvest into your business, the cash flow that you have, what you have available to spend on tools, and be able to make those wise decisions of, okay, what do I pay myself? What do I reinvest into other tools? What do I reinvest into more inventory? You need to understand your cash flow. You need to understand your profit and loss. You need to understand what, the money that you're bringing in, but you're also the money that's going out, and how that, how that equates to one another. And of course, you want to make sure your profits are a lot higher than your losses, so that you bring home some cash to yourself. You need to know your sales numbers. A lot of people like to post sales numbers online, but you know what? Your sales number is not the full number. There's also your margin. You want to know what your gross margin is, and being able to better understand that and will help you grow your Amazon business. You need to understand your average selling price. That is the average sales price of an item that you're selling on Amazon. Because here's the thing, the higher your average sales price, most likely the higher the profits that you're going to take home at the end of the day. Yes, you can grow an Amazon business, a successful Amazon business, selling items with an average selling price of $12. It's possible, but it's a lot harder, and it requires more volume, and it requires more work, and it requires more people involved. But if you're able to increase your average selling price to be able to have higher priced items, that gives you higher margins, it gives you higher profits. So average selling price is important, and to know your total number of inventory items. Individual SKUs versus SKUs that you have multiples in stock, you need to make sure you understand that. So knowing your numbers is important too. So your accounting aspect of your Amazon business, you want to make sure you have some type of accounting or bookkeeping software or spreadsheet that you are using. If you're brand new, you can use a spreadsheet like this. If you go to fulltimefba.com/spreadsheet, if you are brand new to Amazon and you don't mind individually entering in the numbers of each of the items that you sell and each of the fees that come up, then there's a spreadsheet where you can enter in the numbers yourself. If you want a program that it costs monthly, but it's called Inventory Lab, and it helps organize all your inventory numbers, you can make sure you can have all your numbers in your buy cost, your sell cost, the cost for the tools that you use, the cost per your business supplies, boxes, packing tape, all that kind of stuff, shipping labels, Amazon FBA labels, all that kind of stuff. You can have all that, and you can run those numbers. In fact, most of the numbers on the page before, cash flow and margin and average selling price, inventory, sales, you can run all those in Inventory Lab, and you can look at with one click what those numbers are. So Inventory Lab, if you want those numbers to be tracked automatically and you want to be able to easily run reports, then Inventory Lab is great, along with a million other things that Inventory Lab is really good at. So you want to make sure you know and understand your numbers. If you are thinking about, okay, how can I handle accounting, and it's already the middle of the year, and I don't have my numbers figured out from the beginning of the year. There is a mini course that was really helpful with helping you catch up on your accounting needs for the year. If you go to fulltimefba.com/catch-up, you can learn about that. And so you can kind of catch up to know your numbers, so that if you have not started tracking your numbers from the beginning of the year, you want to catch up now, so you don't have a full year to deal with when it comes time for tax season next year. So, and the ultimate goal is eventually to hire a CPA to take care of all this for you. And that's one of the best decisions I've ever made, hiring a CPA that is knowledgeable in online sales and can track all that kind of information for you. So you can use a spreadsheet when you're just starting out to kind of get a good idea, and then you can upgrade to Inventory Lab when you want those numbers to be calculated automatically, and even most of the numbers pulled in automatically from Amazon. That's the cool thing about Inventory Lab. The first 30, you do a 30-day free trial, then Inventory Lab will grab, I think, the last month of numbers. But if you sign up for paid subscription to Inventory Lab, Amazon will pull in all of your past numbers and you can see those numbers and crunch all those numbers, and it's really good. Highly recommend Inventory Lab. One of my top tools that I recommend people you get, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab. But again, eventually you want to hire a CPA. Again, that's part of the outsourcing. That's the business mindset. You want to have a business that you need a CPA to help you with. That's a sign of success and that you're serious about growing your business, hiring a local CPA that knows your numbers. So when you're sourcing, it's good to know your numbers as well. I use Scoutify, which comes with Inventory Lab. And so when I'm sourcing, say I come across this Hot Wheels item, I can see that the sales rank is 4,000 out of 6 million. And, I don't have this interactive right here, but I can click on this little 4,414 button, and Inventory Lab will tell me that's in the top 1% of sales in the toys category. And so, because you see it's in the toy category, it tells me how many I have on hand right now. It tells me the total cost, and I can see what my net profit would be. And then as you scroll down, you can see what the different prices are for merchant fulfilled new, FBA new, and I can check and see what the restrictions are. I can click research and get good information to look at it. I could keep a graph. Keep is the tool that tracks pricing and sales rank history for almost every item on Amazon. And then finally, I can add it to my cart. And when I click add it to my cart, or add it to my buy list, I can go and see like, okay, I'm buying this item for $5, and I'm buying 4 of them. I'm going to list them for $62.95, and I got them on this date. I got them from Walmart. It's in this condition. If I was buying anything with an expiration date, I can enter that expiration date right there, and all sorts of different information. I click add to buy list, and it adds it to a buy list that when I'm done sourcing, I can upload that to Inventory Lab and already have a shipment ready to go by uploading my buy list to Inventory Lab. So I don't have to enter in everything else after I, do all that upfront work. I don't have to re-enter that information in Inventory Lab. It's ready to go, connects to Seller Central, and you have a shipment ready to go that you can go to Seller Central and print the labels. So again, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab. There's tons to talk about. I can do a whole webinar on Inventory Lab. In fact, I have in the past. But the main thing here is knowing your numbers. Marcus Lemonis, who hosts the TV show The Profit, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. And again, it goes back to this being a business opportunity, and you need to have that business mentality, not a hobby mentality. Okay, so we've been through 2 mistakes. Mistake number 1, you're treating your Amazon business like a hobby. Mistake number 2, you don't really know your numbers. Mistake number 3, you're treating speed bumps as roadblocks. Now, a lot of times in any type of business, we come across things and we're not sure if they're speed bumps or roadblocks. Speed bumps are things that you have to kind of wiggle around and deal with and kind of slow things down a little bit to get over. Roadblocks, you cannot get through. They are stopping you, and you cannot get past roadblocks. It is not a good idea to go past a roadblock. But a lot of times we experience negative situations in our Amazon business, and we treat speed bumps as if they were roadblocks. Here's a couple of examples. Speed bumps or roadblocks. I can't find enough inventory. That sounds like a roadblock, because if you don't have inventory, you can't sell anything. But it's a speed bump. Why can you not find enough inventory? Are you just looking at garage sales and thrift stores? Are you just looking at clearance items? I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. Let's break this down actually. Why you're not finding much inventory to sell. Maybe you're just going to stores and you're getting an empty cart and it's frustrating. I totally get it. Empty carts are very frustrating, and you feel like a failure. It feels like you made a mistake. But here's why you're not finding much. If you're just looking at clearance aisles, clearance sales are low-hanging fruit. That's where everybody goes to, especially when they're beginning. They're going there to find their inventory. Clearance sales are only for limited times. I mean, when they're sold out, they're sold out. You can't have replens. You can't continually replenish items that you buy on clearance, because once it's gone, it's gone. That's the next thing. Clearance sales don't offer many replens at all. Clearance sales are leftovers. These are the items that the store couldn't sell on its own, and they had to drastically reduce the price in order to try to get someone to buy it. Now, it's great margin, and you can look at the clearance sales and also replace it with thrift stores or garage sales. Those are low-hanging fruit. They're only limited time. You can't buy replens, and they're the leftovers of what someone else didn't want. So that's why you're not finding much inventory. You also aren't finding much inventory if you're not using the right tools to make sourcing easier. Tools like the Scoutify app that comes from Inventory Lab. Tools like Keepa, which helps give you a better idea of sales rank history, price rank history, so you can look at that history and better predict the future. Other tools that will help you understand your numbers. You're not using the right tools to make sourcing easier. When it comes to online arbitrage, you're not using tools like tactical arbitrage or things like that, which help save a lot of time with online arbitrage. Another reason you're not finding much, you're not committed to a sourcing schedule. So you source every now and then, and maybe you hit what you think is a roadblock, but it's really just a speed bump, and you decide, you know what, I'm just going to stop at this speed bump, and I'm not going to go further. No, if you go to a store and you spend all time in that store looking for inventory and you don't find anything, you don't just stop. You go to another store. You keep looking. You press on. So this is not a roadblock. This is just a speed bump. I will run out of money before I run out of inventory items to buy that I think I can sell. And so those inventory items are out there. I can teach you how to find those right inventory items. I can teach you how to make better sourcing decisions and buy items that will sell at the prices you expect them to. Inventory, not finding enough inventory is not a roadblock. It is a speed bump that you can get around. What's another speed bump that a lot of people think is a roadblock? I'm restricted to sell too many items. I mean, that is a frustration. It's totally real, especially if you are new seller on Amazon. You come across items that you want to sell on Amazon. You're like, oh, this is awesome, but I'm restricted. I can't sell it. Well, there's a way to get around that too. There's a way to increase your chances of getting approved. You can go and check out what restricted categories there are. You can go to fulltimefba.com/what-can-I-sell, and you can go through that category or subcategory is restricted for you. You can go through and see what the necessary means are to get approved and see if it's something that you can do. If there's a restricted brand or restricted ASIN, ASIN means that is a numbered letter combination that is connected to a particular item on Amazon. So if you're restricted for that particular ASIN or that particular brand, there's ways that you can get approved. Most people, when they see that they're restricted, think it's a roadblock. But there's a lot of people who don't realize that if they took the time to request approval right then and there, it's possible to get approved. If you go to Seller Central and then click on inventory and then click on add a product, you can search the name of the brand or the ASIN in the list a new product section, and then see the listing limitations, request approval, and then you can click to request approval right there in Seller Central. So you can do this on your desktop, you can do this on your phone. I use the Scoutify app, and so when I'm sourcing with Scoutify, I scan the barcode, I see that I'm restricted thanks to Scoutify telling me I'm restricted, but then I click the research button, and then I click Amazon restrictions, and it takes me to this page, this add a product page on Seller Central. So I'm on my phone's browser in Seller Central, I go to the add a product page, and the cool thing about Scoutify is it went ahead and put the ASIN in that search bar and pressed, gave it a hard return so that it automatically shows me if I'm approved to sell it or if there's a listing limitation. Then right there in Seller Central on my phone, I can click request approval, and either your selling metrics will get you approved, or Amazon will tell you you need a wholesale invoice or a letter from the manufacturer or something like that. But at least you are taking a step to try to get approved, because there's a lot of times that if you've just been selling on Amazon for 3 months, a brand will say, okay, we'll let you sell it, but you need at least three months of selling on Amazon. So a lot of people just assume if they're restricted that that's the end of the story, that it's a roadblock. No, that's just a speed bump. Request approval for every item that you come across that you are restricted to sell. Some of them you will get auto approved based on your seller metrics, and some of you will get auto approved after 3 months for some brands, after 6 months for some other brands, after 12 months for some other brands, and very rarely, some of them after like 2 years of selling on Amazon, you can finally get approved. Different brands have different levels of how long they want their sellers to be selling for, and what type of customer metrics they want them to have. And so every brand has a different type of metrics, and none of us can know what it is, but at least we ask. At least we go over that little speed bump, request approval, get approval for some, and then you can put that in your cart and keep shopping. And if you, I have an alarm on my phone that goes off every 3 months. and every 3 months I go back to this page, Seller Central, hover over inventory, click on add a product, and there's a link on that page, check selling applications. In fact, I think even if you go to Seller Central and hover over inventory, it might also have a link for checking seller applications. And I go through and reapply for everything I was denied in the past. Every 3 months, I'll go through and reapply to everything that I was denied to in the past, because maybe my seller metrics are better now. Maybe I have enough longevity now, and over time, things start to get approved for me. So once again, when it comes to, is this a speed bump or a roadblock? Restrictions are not a roadblock. There are ways to get around them. And then there's other ways. I mean, there's courses that you can purchase to help you get ungated in toys, or courses that you can purchase that will walk you through the steps to get ungated in topical category or subcategories. But there's just a lot of ways that you can get approved to sell items on Amazon. So that's not a roadblock. So speed bumps or roadblocks. I can't find enough inventory. That's just a speed bump. I'm restricted to sell too many items. Just a speed bump. Number 3, my competition is tanking the prices and it's not profitable for me anymore. That's not a roadblock. It's just a speed bump. I can teach you how to get past that. I want to add tools to my business, but they all cost too much. It's not a roadblock. That's just a speed bump. You can get past it. These fees are stealing all my profits. Not a roadblock. It's not. It's just a speed bump. We can get past that. I don't have enough time to run this business. Not a roadblock. It's a speed bump. I can help you get past that. So 3 mistakes that we've talked about so far. Mistake number 1, you're treating your Amazon business like a hobby. Mistake number 2, you don't really know your numbers. Mistake number 3, you're treating speed bumps as if they were roadblocks. And mistake number 4, you're not following a proven plan. Now, I want to show you something I think is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration because I've seen some cool stuff. But this is a cool little graph. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Not the Freddy Krueger effect, the Dunning-Kruger effect. And then someone mapped this out, and when I first saw this, this made so much sense that I was like, oh my gosh, this was my story. This is what I went through. And it might be your story too. So we got on one side of the graph confidence, your confidence levels. And you got on the other side is your expertise, the level of expertise that you have in anything. So let's apply it to our Amazon business, all right? At the very beginning, we start learning about Amazon. Our confidence is low. Our expertise is low. And we're like, huh? You can sell on Amazon? It's not just a bookstore? You know, and it's just really low. But then we start learning. And when we learn, we start to get the idea, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And I feel like I know enough. And I start to work on my Amazon business, and you feel really good. You're like, man, all this stuff makes sense. But then mistakes start to happen, and mistakes start to pile up, and you start to realize, well, there's a lot more to this than I thought. And then you start to realize, I'm never going to understand this. And this part right here is where most people quit. Does this look familiar to you? You don't know anything. You feel like you know a lot. Then you realize there's a lot more to this than I thought. And then you might even start to feel like I am never going to understand this. If you've been into any of these spots in your Amazon growth journey, this is normal. This is absolutely normal. So if you're at this part where you're like, man, I've just started, I know a lot, just realize when you get to the part where you realize this is more than I thought it was going to be, or I'm never going to understand this, it's coming, but it's normal. Because if you stick with selling on Amazon, then you start to realize, hey, I'm starting to get the hang of this. And then if you continue to stick with it, you're like, hey, this is working. It's working. I'm making this work. This is so awesome. This, when I first saw this, I was like, this was my journey. I don't know if this is your journey too. I'm curious where you are on this, because most people, when they get to this part down here, I'm never going to understand this. They think about quitting, but they don't realize that if they continue to learn, continue to get more experience and more expertise, then you're going to start to get the hang of it. And then finally, you're going to start to see this, I'm making this work. And those of us who are making a full-time income with only part-time hours, we're here, we're up here, we're making it work, it's working. And so even if you break down different aspects of selling on Amazon, say you're like, man, I love doing retail arbitrage, but right now I'm not going to go into any retail stores. I'm just not going to. I'm going to learn online arbitrage. So you start off online arbitrage and you're like, man, I know everything. And then you start to realize, well, there's more than I thought. And then you're finally done here. I'm never going to understand this. But when you stick with it, hey, I'm starting to get the hang of it. And finally it starts working. So that's the Dunning-Kruger effect. I want to show you the full-time FBA effect. And this is something that I think our courses help you with. So you got your confidence, you got your expertise, you start off at the same part. I don't know. But you take one of our courses, like our Jumpstart Amazon course, which is a perfect course for building up your Amazon business. I'm following a proven path. All right. I'm learning from my mistakes and the mistakes of others. It's not, a straight line of success. There's still going to be a little downturn because you're making some mistakes, but you're learning from them. But you're making less mistakes and you're learning from the mistakes of others. I'm kind of flattening the curve a little bit here. And then, hey, I'm gaining momentum and finally it's working. I'm making this work. So let me ask you, with the Jumpstart Amazon course, I'm not going to go into a huge sales pitch right now. I just want you to know that the Jumpstart Amazon course can help you flatten that curve. And right now it's on sale. $200 off coupon with the coupon code SAVE200. You can find that at fulltimefba.com/jumpstart. But I'm going to get back to the Jumpstart Amazon in a minute. But which journey do you want? Which journey do you want to experience? Do you want to be the person who is thinking they got it all taken care of and then start to realize on their own that, man, there's so much more to this and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, and you feel like you might want to quit? Or would you rather be follow a proven path and start to realize, oh, I'm learning from my own mistakes and the mistakes of others. I'm making less mistakes because I'm following a proven path and I'm starting to get the hang of it and it's working. Which journey do you want? Because it's something to think about. So I know that there are those of you here that are just beginning, but there's also some of you here that have been here, that have been an Amazon seller for a couple of years, and maybe you are at this point where you're at this doubting point where you're thinking about quitting. I'm going to get back to some more stuff for the people who've only been here selling on Amazon for either not started, recently started, or selling only a year. But if you've been selling for longer and you're tempted to quit, it might just be because you're at this point. Now let's turn this into some more geographical things. So you start off with, a lot of times people call this Mount Stupidity, because we can, Amazon sellers who have been selling for a long time can look back and kind of diagnose and see, yeah, you just started and you think you know everything, but there's a lot more to learn, and it's normal. We're on the top of Mount Stupidity. We think we got it under control, and we start to realize, oh, we're going through Mistake Valley. We're making a lot of mistakes, and it's not very fun. And then we get to the pit of despair. So yeah, the pit of despair, and we want to quit, but there are things that we could do in our business to continue to push forward and get past the pit of despair. So if you're thinking of quitting, don't, because it's totally possible, especially with a proven plan, to get to the slope of enlightenment and then finally get to Mount Success. So I want to help you get past that. And there's ways that both new Amazon sellers and experienced Amazon sellers can grow and get to that Mount Success, that whole, I made it, I did it, I can totally do this, this is working. And that's with jumpstarting your Amazon business. There are 4 things about Amazon I want you to know, and we're getting close to the conclusion. And we're going to do our Q&A, we're going to do our giveaway in just a minute. But you can jumpstart your Amazon business. If you feel like your Amazon business is dying, it could use a jumpstart. Just the other day, I went out to, went to my car and I was going to get in it and drive it. And I tried to pull, turn the ignition, and it was like, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, so, I had to get the jumper cables out, and I was able to jumpstart my car. And so the car, it was working because it got a jumpstart. Well, your Amazon business might need a jumpstart too. And so it's really good when you're at the beginning of your business. You can jumpstart your Amazon business by getting it started the right way. But even if you have grown an Amazon business and you're feeling like you're thinking of quitting, you can use a jumpstart too. Because there's 4 awesome things about Amazon that you need to remember moving forward. Because this opportunity we have of selling on Amazon right now is the prime time to grow an Amazon business. There's never been a better time to grow an Amazon business because of Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA has spoiled us. there is, just opportunity that Amazon, we're outsourcing our product packaging, storage, shipping, customer service a lot. Amazon's taking care of that. Amazon's growth over the years. Let me show you a picture that might put a smile on your face, because as this graph grows, so could your pocketbook. This is Amazon's net revenue from 2004 to 2019 in $1 billion. You can see 2010, $34 billion in 2010, about 10 years ago. 2015, it basically tripled to $107 billion. And then we got 2019, $280 billion. So that revenue just continues to climb, and I expect it to continue to climb. The net revenue of Amazon, and you can play a big part in that. And one of the big reasons why Amazon growth is because of Amazon Prime. I mean, let's take a look at some more little memes. Primenesia. When you order so much Amazon Prime, you don't know what's in the box. How many of you have ever experienced that? I have. I've had something show up Prime on my door, and I'm like, I don't even remember what I ordered. Amazon is spoiling us. It's spoiling the world when it comes to Amazon Prime, and it's an incredible opportunity that you can take advantage of, because the Prime shipping mostly comes from Amazon FBA warehouses, and that's where your inventory comes from. And the whole psychology is brilliant. $20 plus $4.99 shipping, regular Amazon, or $24.99 plus free shipping. Oh yeah. People, it's the same amount, but people will buy from an Amazon FBA seller via Amazon Prime because of the free shipping, because free shipping just seems like a better deal, even though the math is the same. And this house runs on coffee and Amazon Prime. I think that's a good definition of my house. Coffee and Amazon Prime, and yes, that helps us with, I don't know about you, but Amazon Prime is so big, and it's growing so much and continues to get better. The shipping delivery, every once in a while there's issues with delays, but most of the time things get there in 2 days, sometimes next day, same day. It's awesome. I mean, there's memes. If something has made it into a meme, you know it's a big deal. Like this, me the week after Cyber Monday, I am the queen of Amazon. I mean, how many of you have felt that way after Cyber Monday sales on Amazon? It's a big deal. And then finally, a public service announcement: don't drink in Prime, because you don't know what's going to end up. Jeff Bezos has a quote here. We've had 3 big ideas at Amazon that we've stuck with for over 20 years, and they are the reason we are successful. And we can learn from this. Put the customer first, invent, and be patient. We can put the customer first. We can do that. There's opportunities in our Amazon business to put the customer first. There's opportunities for us to invent. I think one of the best ways that we can invent is by learning new things. When we are able to improve our mind, we can invent new ideas and new ways to grow our Amazon business. And be patient. Patience is a lost art, but being patient helps us get through that pit of despair to grow our Amazon business. So we've got an opportunity to jumpstart your Amazon business because of Amazon FBA, Amazon's growth, and you know what? Our world is changing. I'm recording this, if you're watching this on the replay, recording this June, and there is some good news for Amazon FBA sellers in a post-COVID-19 world. Now, I'm not saying that because I believe that right now is post-COVID-19. No, I still feel like June 2020, we're still in the middle of COVID-19, and we're still trying to deal with this, but there's going to be good news for Amazon sellers when we get to a post-COVID-19 world. Before COVID-19, online sales were about 12% of the market. During COVID-19, online sales have shot up to 52% of the market. 52%, that's a huge jump for Amazon sellers. That's online sales. What's going to happen after COVID-19? I mean, I don't think we're going to go back to 12%. No, I think it's going to be greater. I think maybe 30 to 40% of all sales are going to come from online sales. So what about Amazon sales? Amazon, before COVID-19, had about 38% of the market when it comes to the money. During COVID-19, Amazon has shot up to over 60% of all online sales. This is big. This is huge. What's going to happen after COVID-19? Again, it's going to be more than 38%, maybe 50% of all sales. I honestly don't believe that before COVID was one number and then during COVID is a higher number, I don't feel like it's going to bounce back. No, I feel like it's going to stay at an increased number. It's not going to be the extreme, but it's going to be more. Because before COVID-19, people were set in their ways. They had certain ways that they did things. During COVID-19, old habits have been disrupted. That is a fact. Our old habits of buying things were disrupted. New habits are forming right now. So after COVID-19, those new habits are going to take over the norm. So I honestly think now is the best time to grow an Amazon business. So if you are just thinking about growing an Amazon business, or maybe you just started growing an Amazon business, you are in the right place. You are doing the right thing. This is an awesome opportunity. If you are an Amazon seller who's thinking about quitting because it's hard, guess what? Anything worth doing is going to require hard work. And it will help you to know your numbers. It will help you to treat your Amazon business like a business. It will help you to look at things as speed bumps instead of roadblocks. And it will help you to have a proven path. And I honestly believe that Jumpstart Amazon is a way to have that proven path, because the potential for growth is huge. Now, Q&A is coming up if you haven't put questions in the question section yet, and the giveaway is coming, so I want you to be aware of that. It is coming. But before we get into the Q&A and the giveaway, I just want to tell you a little bit more about our course, Jumpstart Amazon, because Jumpstart Amazon can be that proven path to help you. Because a lot of times people think I can just make watch some YouTube videos, read some blogs, and grow my Amazon business, which is great, but you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and you're going to have go through a lot of learning, growing pains. And which graph do you want? Do you want that Dunning-Kruger effect where you have this really awesome high at the beginning, but then you fall into the pit of despair, you're thinking about quitting, your spouse is not as supportive now because you're not seeing the numbers that you were expecting, and or do you want to jumpstart your Amazon business to help you push you past that, to get back to the basics? Because here's the thing, halfway through the Jumpstart Amazon course is when we actually start talking about sourcing inventory. That's how packed in the Jumpstart Amazon course is building the foundation, because you need to have the strong foundation to grow your Amazon business. You need to have the right foundation. You need to have the right type of mindset. You need the right understanding. You need the right knowledge before you even go to source inventory. And so half of the course is talking about the foundational mindset that you need to have, and the other half of the course is about finding inventory, making sales, and dealing with potential issues that come up along the way. You can go to Jumpstart, fulltimefba.com/jumpstart to even look through the table of contents. But the course is a combination ebook and video course. The book is over 200 pages. It's just been updated for 2020, so everything in it is fresh and up to date to today's Amazon's guidelines, terms of services. But the book is over 200 pages. The video course is over 10 hours of video training. Again, you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want. So if you've already started an Amazon business, you can skip the whole how to open up an Amazon account module. You can just skip that, and you can get into the Amazon business basics and the foundational aspects and the mindset information, and how to find inventory at the best prices, and just all those different types of stuff, because there's multiple proven strategies for success in this course. How to set up your Amazon business correctly, how to find the best inventory to buy and resell, pricing strategies for maximum profits, how to get the best seller metrics. The better your seller metrics, the more restricted items you will be opened up to be able to sell. How to use Amazon Seller Central like a pro. Amazon Seller Central has a big learning curve to be able to understand everything, so you can learn Seller Central with this course. How to sell your items faster than your competition. Plus, we have 5 bonuses. One of the bonuses is a fast start bonus, how to start your Amazon business so that your first paycheck is huge. And then there's a how to start an Amazon business with little to no money. I've got a bonus video about that to help you, grow your Amazon business if you're still short on cash. Speaking of short on cash, use the coupon code right now, SAVE200, to save $200 off of this course. And you can find out about the cost of the course, fulltimefba.com/jumpstart. And again, use that coupon code. It's the biggest coupon code that we have ever offered for this course. It comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee if you go through this course and you don't feel like it has helped your Amazon business, if it's not jump-started your Amazon business or started you off on the right foot, you can ask for a refund, no questions asked. The coupon code is limited. It's not going to be available forever, so make sure you jump on that as soon as possible. Coupon code SAVE200 to save $200 off of the course today. I want to give away this course. I want to give that away. I'm going to randomly go through and pick a couple of live attendees for this. I gotta get my glasses on because those letters on my screen over there are very small. All right, Crystal Velasquez, you have won a copy of the Jumpstart Amazon course, so congratulations. And then Mike Armendariz, you won this course. Ted Kirkendall, you won this course. So if you are one of the 3 people that I called, Crystal Velasquez, Ted Kirkendall, and Armendariz, you can reach out to me. Go to fulltimefba.com/contact, and you can fill out a contact form, and I will add this to your Full-Time FBA account. If you don't have one already, I'll create one for you. So congratulations for winning that. All right, so we're gonna go through some of these questions, and I'll do my best to answer them as soon as possible. Kelly says, this is my first webinar of yours. I'm so excited to get started in FBA. Thank you for sharing. Kelly, glad you're here. And yeah, it's awesome. It's a good journey. Michael says, the more I know, the less I know. Yeah, isn't that like everything in life? The more you start to learn, the more you start to realize you need to learn. So true. Always learning, that's always good. A lot of people are saying in the comments that you can totally see yourself in that Dunning-Kruger path, that process of, I don't know anything, to, I feel like I know everything, I can do this, to making mistakes, I don't think I can do this, and finally breaking through to, wait, this is starting to work, I'm gaining momentum, and yes, it's finally working. So that's good. A lot of you are saying that you just purchased the course and you're excited to get into it. Yeah, when you purchase the course, you get immediate access. You'll get immediate access to download the ebook. You get immediate access to watch the video training. And here's the deal. The content in the book and the content in the video training is the same. You can just decide how you want to learn, whether you want to watch the videos or you want to read the book. Or you can do the same. Now, it's not word for word the same. Full color pictures in the book that show you things as if you're watching the video. There are a few chapters in the book that says the best thing to do right now is just go to the video. But if you have issues with hearing, we do have closed captioning for every single chapter and every single bonus video. Closed captioning for the videos, so that's an option for you to do as well. Dennis says, does the course include wholesale? Yes, I've got a whole video module focused on retail arbitrage, and then there's a one on online arbitrage, and there's one on wholesale. It goes into how to build solid basic retail arbitrage skills, online arbitrage skills, and wholesale sourcing skills. There's not like advanced retail arbitrage or online arbitrage or wholesale sourcing, because this is more of a starter course. But it will get you going and will give you your next steps to take when it comes to taking things to the next level. So this will help you with wholesale sourcing. It's not a whole wholesale sourcing course, but it will help you with wholesale sourcing. We honestly believe that retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale is a perfect 3 income streams that you can use to grow your Amazon business. We don't talk about private label because the main reason is because retail arbitrage, the items you get retail arbitrage, those have a proven track record of sales. And we teach you how to find the inventory items that have proven sales and proven consistent sales. Same thing with online arbitrage. There is a history of proven sales and proven consistent sales. And wholesale sourcing, proven sales now, proven history of sales. With private label, you are bringing a brand new item to Amazon, and you have to learn how to get that sales momentum. And that can be very difficult and hard. So we focus mostly on items that are already selling, and teach you how to find those inventory items, both retail, locally, online, from anywhere in the world, and wholesale, so you can get them at an even bigger discount. And so we talk about those 3 sourcing models. We don't talk about drop shipping. We feel like it's too dangerous and too risky to your Amazon account when it comes to drop shipping. We don't talk about liquidation because that's also too risky and dangerous when it comes to your Amazon business, because there's too many things that can go wrong with liquidation, too many things that can go wrong with drop shipping. And again, with private label, you're having to do even more work. And so the best way to start retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale, that trifecta will help grow your Amazon business the most and the strongest and the fastest toward the beginning. So good question. Melanie Bird says the Facebook group is a gold mine. People are so helpful. Yeah, if you want to join that Facebook group, if you're listening to this and you're like, where's this Facebook group? fulltimefba.com/Facebook. You answer 3 questions to prove that you are human, that you're not a scammer or a spammer, and that proves that you're a good fit and you're going to follow the rules. So that's a good resource. Another person said they just purchased the course. Karen purchased the course. Can't wait to get started. That's awesome. Jill says, I feel stalled because I've not been able to master creating listings. I really want to be able to leave my job soon and I can't get over the hump. So creating listings can be really difficult. There's right and wrong ways to create listings. And so that's why we teach you how to find the inventory that's already selling on Amazon, already has a proven track record, and show you how you selling those items as well can still have sales enough for everybody. And so that is the key to Jumpstart Amazon, giving you that well-rounded of online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, and wholesale. And the cool thing about that is there are different times, like right now, I'm doing 0 retail arbitrage. I'm doing 0. I'm not going out into stores right now. I am doing all online arbitrage and wholesale. So I've been able to turn up the stream, turn on the faucet of online arbitrage while I turn down retail arbitrage. Now, if I was all retail arbitrage, right now I might be tempted to go out and do some sourcing in person. I'm not wanting to do that right now. It's a personal preference. So I can turn up my wholesale, I can turn up my online arbitrage, and be able to spend more time doing that. Well, there might be times where wholesale is going through a drought and you're not able to find very many leads with wholesale. You can crank up your online arbitrage or your retail arbitrage if that's what you want. That's why this is a balanced, overall, foundational Amazon course that will jumpstart your business. So if you feel stalled, I mean, that sounds like you need a jumpstart. Put that positive and negative, wires on to the battery. Give yourself a jumpstart. So this might be just what you need. And again, 60-day money-back guarantee, something to think about. Kelly says, I plan on purchasing the course tomorrow. It's payday. I was crossing my fingers I would win. No luck. I'm sorry, Kelly. But I guarantee you it will be the best money that you spend to grow your Amazon business. Dennis says, does the book include tools? I mean, the book talks about different tools. So in the book and in the video course, I talk about the tools, both the free tools that are out there and the paid tools. And so I talk about the best free tools that are available to Amazon FBA sellers. There's tools that are free all the time. There's tools that have free trials. There's tools that are free but limited options. And then of course there's the paid tools. There's tools that you do a one-time pay, tools that are monthly paid, and then tools that, there's certain stuff that's free, but if you pay, the full price, then you can gain unlimited access. And so we break those down, the pros, the cons, which ones we most recommend. And if you don't see a certain tool in the Jumpstart Amazon course, it's because we either don't use it or don't recommend it right now. And so we talk about the tools that have helped us find success, and other Jumpstart Amazon course, students that have gone through the course and have found success. We talk about the tools that they have used and what we most recommend. So that's a good question. Melanie says, you guys are awesome. I have several of your courses and I've learned a ton from you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. We love to teach others. I mean, that's what we're able to do. We personally are able to make a full-time income and support our family with part-time hours. So since we are only working part-time hours on our Amazon business, we spend the other time putting together this blog, putting together courses, putting together a podcast, putting together YouTube videos. And so guess what? You can learn to make a full-time income with only part-time hours on Amazon. And then you can decide what you want to do. If you want to spend more time with family, if you want to travel, there's people who sell on Amazon and they live in an RV and they travel around the world. Maybe as far as you can with an RV. They travel all across the states, selling inventory that they're purchasing and making a living. So it's pretty awesome. We love teaching others and we love helping others, and it's been fun to hear the success of that. Let's see, what are some other questions that you might have? Corky says, Stephen, God's blessing on you and your family. Can you please rename the 3 income streams you just mentioned? Yes, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale. Retail arbitrage being going to local retail stores, buying items both at clearance prices and full price. Here's the secret. I make more money buying regular retail priced items to sell on Amazon than I do buying clearance priced stuff. I walk you through this in the course, how to find those regular priced items that are at almost every, like I can go to every Walgreens, every Target, every Walmart, every, Kohl's, different types of stores like that, buy stuff full retail price off the shelf. I can go deep on an item because there's a lot of them there. I can go to multiple stores and buy a lot of them because everyone else is focusing on that low-hanging fruit of clearance stuff, which is still good to look at. But buying full-priced items and selling it on Amazon is a gold mine. I might do just a full training on that sometime in the future, but it's in the course. So retail arbitrage. Then there's online arbitrage, going to online stores from the comfort of your own home and ordering from those particular stores, having them shipped to you to send to Amazon, or having them shipped to a prep center to be sent to Amazon, is a great opportunity to, again, go deeper, because you're not just limited to what's in the store shelf right in front of you. You can buy a lot more items with online arbitrage, and you can go and shop at stores that you couldn't shop at, if you weren't, if you live in a place that doesn't have very many retail stores, or if you live in a place that doesn't have a certain retail chain that's a part of another, in another part of the country, it just opens up the opportunities. In fact, some of the best places to buy online arbitrage stuff is in stores you may have never heard of. So another little tip for you there. And then there's wholesale. Wholesale is getting connected directly with the manufacturer or distributor of an item and being able to purchase in bulk at a big discount, because you're leaving out that middleman where the retail store or online store does not need to make their markups to make their money, and you can just buy directly from the wholesaler and get really good opportunities. Have you ever seen on Amazon, you're at a retail store and you're like, oh, this thing is selling on Amazon at the same price as this clearance price. I'm clearance price. I'm like looking at a toy clearance price and it says $8 and it's selling on Amazon for $8. I'm like, why is that? Well, it's possible someone got it wholesale for $2. It's possible. So wholesale is a good opportunity. So yeah, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale are the three that really help me out a lot. Got a couple of people saying that they're shocked that I'm able to find retail regular priced items and selling on Amazon, and they sell for more. Yes, sometimes they'll sell for 3 times more on Amazon, even though you can get it at regular price at your local retail store. Got a couple questions. Do I ever source at Dollar Tree or other type of dollar stores? I have, and so I've been able to find items at dollar stores. Sometimes I'll use dollar stores to create bundles. Bundling is a whole nother strategy. We don't get into it in the Jumpstart Amazon course because it's a newer strategy that we've been doing. And there's already a good bundle course out there that someone else has put together. If you go to fulltimefba.com/bundle book, you can learn more about bundles. But yeah, I've done Dollar Tree stuff when it comes to bundling. So it asked me if I still ship retail arbitrage, online arbitrage items to Amazon. I do. I mean, when I do retail arbitrage, there is a prep center that is a few hours away from me. So I will do retail arbitrage when I do it. I'll do it basically all day, and I'll spend the next half day driving to a prep center that I drop off. They ship it for me. They prep it, get it ready, bubble wrap, sticker, take off price stickers, and send it off. We go into this a little bit in the Jumpstart Amazon course about how you can, get a prep center to do some of this for you. And our online arbitrage stuff, we have it shipped from the online store that we're buying from to a prep center that takes care of it, and that prep center sends it to Amazon. So we've actually gotten to the part in our Amazon business where we hardly ever see any inventory. Like the only inventory we see most of the time are our returns that are returned here. And then I kind of wait till I get enough returns to where I can send in a new shipment, because most of our returns are stuff that's still sellable. Good question. Got some really good questions today, so I appreciate you hanging out. Someone says, in your expertise, if I purchase the course tomorrow, but I also have the opportunity to go on my forcing outing tomorrow for retail arbitrage, is that just plain stupid? Should I put that money aside until I get to that part of the course? That's a really good question, because I know if you got doing retail arbitrage tomorrow, you'll probably find some stuff that is profitable for you and will work. But you'll also probably buy some things that might not have been a really good decision in the first place. And so it's totally up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you have an opportunity to go sourcing, then, I would, take that opportunity. Here's one thing. This is something that is a really good strategy that can help build up your confidence. Instead of spending all day tomorrow doing retail arbitrage, try this strategy. Go for half a day, but don't buy anything. So this is a really great way to increase your confidence and increase your sourcing skills without putting any money into it. So pretend like you're going to go sourcing, and you can do this with just an Amazon app, not even the Amazon seller app. I mean, you can use the Amazon seller app if you want, but you can use the Amazon app. So you go looking for sourcing, you're scanning barcodes, you're seeing what stuff is selling on Amazon versus the price on the shelf. And so say you find a toy, you scan it, and you're like, oh, it's selling on Amazon for $25, and I can buy it for $8. Well, there's profit there. Even after Amazon fees, there's profit there. Don't buy it, even though you might be tempted to do it. Add it to your Amazon wish list. Now, hold on, follow me. Add it to your Amazon wish list. Continue sourcing and looking at inventory, and the ones you want to buy, add it to your Amazon wish list. And then you can come back, start taking the course, learn about different aspects of growing your Amazon business and having that foundational understanding and the mindset that you need, and even the sourcing strategies to use. And after a few weeks, go back and look at your Amazon wish list. And this is what you'll see. You will see Amazon will tell you which items have lowered in price since you put it on your wish list. This item is now 32% lower. Well, if that particular item dropped in price 32%, that's most of your ROI probably, and you probably shouldn't have purchased that in the first place. But if that item is still holding a higher price, the same price that you wanted to sell it for in the first place, then you might have thought, hey, that's a winner. Does that make sense? So you're looking at your wish list, and you can go through your wish list, and it might say this item has been lowered 5% since you put it in your cart. And if it's higher, it's not going to tell you this item was raised 20%, is now 20% more expensive than when you added it. No, it's just going to tell you the price. But Amazon puts that, hey, it's 20% cheaper now as kind of incentive for you to try and buy it. But you can use that knowledge to be able to test your sourcing. So you can go out and test your sourcing to see if it works really well, if you're making good decisions, or if you go through and you see, oh my gosh, almost all the prices tanked for this item. I wouldn't have made any money on these if I bought it, spent time taking the stickers off, put it in a box, shipped it to Amazon, it's in transit for a week, it's getting checked in, it finally goes live. That's a really great way to gain confidence or to see where there might be some blind spots in your sourcing strategies and sourcing skills. So hopefully that makes sense. If that makes sense, put a yes in the questions area so I know that I'm making sense, because it's a strategy that I use when I'm teaching others to go out and try sourcing without putting any money into it. I mean, you might look at if you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, I made some really good decisions. I really wish I would have purchased those. That confidence that you've just gained is totally worth it's totally worth more than the profits that you would have made if you had actually purchased that in the first place. Now, if you want to put your money into the game, that's totally fine. You can just go back yourself and look and see how well you did. Kelly says, how much customer service do you need to handle as an Amazon seller? Almost none. Every once in a while, a customer will reach out because either an issue, like my item delivered and it was damaged. Most of the time, Amazon will take care of that, but sometimes you'll get a message. I probably get, one message a week, maybe from a customer, maybe not even that. And I sell a lot of stuff on Amazon. So Bob asked a question about sales tax. And so in the course, I walk you through how to get a sales tax certificate, how to purchase inventory sales tax free, the times where it's worth paying sales tax for items that you're going to sell on Amazon. And we walk you through how to understand the sales tax implications through Amazon, where the customer pays sales tax. So we go through the course how to find out your sales tax responsibilities and how to buy stuff sales tax free for retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale. Kelly says, do you go through with the whole process of purchasing, preparing how Amazon accepts it, and getting them shipped out? Yes, I go through everything from purchasing your inventory, prepping your inventory, to putting together your first shipment, everything from doing box content to shipping labels to making sure that everything is done correctly. So I walk you through everything from knowing what to buy, to purchasing it, to tracking it, to preparing it to be shipped to Amazon, the right way, to boxing it up and sending it off to Amazon, to sending it to Amazon, to knowing how to understand, and this is on the Jumpstart Amazon course, to understand how to know when your sales are coming in, how to know what items that you need to maybe reprice. Maybe the price is tanked a little bit, and so you want to reprice a little bit, how to manually reprice that, how to automatically reprice it, walk you through. I mean, everything that you need to know, I walk you through in the Jumpstart Amazon course. And again, there is a little box on the Jumpstart Amazon sales page that's a table of contents. You can go through and scroll through, and we walk you through all of those. And you can see what the main headings are for the Jumpstart Amazon course. Susan said, this has been a great webinar. Thank you so much. I've already bought 2 of your courses, and they are so well done. Thank you, Susan. I really appreciate that a lot. Dennis says, are most of your items made in the US or from US distributors? Yeah, in fact, I've never purchased anything from overseas. I mean, I might have purchased items that were made overseas, and then the distributor or manufacturer warehoused them in the States or whatever, but I've never had to deal with, having items shipped from China or anywhere else. Everything that I buy is from the United States and purchased in the United States by me and sold in Amazon.com and sold all over the world. I have customers all over the world that purchase from me. And so, yeah, we don't walk you through how to import items from overseas because I don't think it's necessary. There's enough items with retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and especially wholesale that you can purchase in the United States to sell in the United States without having to deal with any type of overseas taxes or paperwork or anything like that. Karen says, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. My goal is to be able to quit my full-time corporate job that I've been at for 20 years. And I've heard success stories from people just like you that have been at a corporate job or they've been teaching for 20 plus years, or they're getting close to retirement and they're like, I need something that I can do at home so that I can have more flexibility. Or people who are just starting to have kids and like, I want to stay home with my kids and I want to be able to grow my Amazon business by working from home. I've heard so many success stories of people who have made selling on Amazon work and be able to find that success that they're looking for. And this is an incredible opportunity and an incredible time to start an Amazon business, grow an Amazon business, or overcome the temptation to quit an Amazon business. Because if you're tired of starting over, then stop quitting. I know a lot of times people get to a hard point and the easy thing to do is quit. But when we want to find success, success is not easy. We can punch through it, we can fight through it, we can stick with it, and we can find that success. And the way that I'm presenting to you today about finding that success is with the Jumpstart Amazon course to help you overcome all the what you might think is a roadblock. I'm going to show you how there's speed bumps and how you can get past that. Molly says, do you sell on other e-commerce platforms? Every once in a while I'll sell on eBay, but that's usually mostly because it might be an item I'm restricted to sell on Amazon, so I'll sell on eBay. We sell some of our used shoes on Poshmark, but that's because Amazon won't let us sell new shoes. So it mostly, if we can sell it, if Amazon allows us to sell it, we sell on Amazon. So 99% plus of our inventory is sold on Amazon. Someone else says, thank you so much. I appreciate how down to earth you are, how you're willing to be able to teach and share your knowledge. It always makes me happy to be able to support people like you too. Thank you. My wife and I love that. It's not an issue to spend the money on your courses because you're so willing to be present and upfront. Thank you for being genuine. I really appreciate that. That means the world to me. And those words just really make my heart jump. And thank you for saying that. And that's what we try to convey with our courses. I know there's a lot of courses out there that are a lot of fluff. We just get right to the point and present what we know and what we found success with and what other people that we work with have found success with. And we're really happy to let people find success too. Dennis says it's great to be here. A lot of other people saying that they're wanting to, grow a retirement income with their Amazon business, and it's totally possible. I mean, we are growing our retirement account thanks to our Amazon business. Some people want to pay off student loans, pay off their home loans, pay for kids to go through college. A lot of great opportunities that Amazon gives you, to be able to get out of your own holes, get out of your own pits, whether it's student debt or credit card debt. Amazon has helped us to get through that, and then pay off your house, be able to just, a lot of really great opportunities and build toward your future. And so that's all the questions that I see that have come in. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me today. Remember, Jumpstart Amazon, limited time coupon code SAVE200 to save $200 off of this course, and it can jumpstart your Amazon business. Whether you haven't even started yet and you want to make sure you start off right, or you have started and you want to make sure you're not making all the wrong mistakes, or if you're thinking of quitting and you're on life support and you need a jumpstart, this course can help you do that. So I'll have the replay out to you hopefully sometime tomorrow. Be looking for that. See if you missed something, or if you want to show this video to a spouse. If you're like, I want to do this, you can show this video to a spouse and they can look at it and kind of see what it is and what it's like, and you can get the support of your spouse on purchasing this, because I know it's an opportunity that can impact your entire family. It impacted ours. I love selling on Amazon. When I started selling on Amazon, my kids were still like in school and daycare. Now they're in high school and middle school, and one of them's graduated high school already. And so I've been selling on Amazon for a long time, about 10 years. And I just remember I was finally able to find a job where I can work from home, not put my kids in daycare, after school because I had to have some job that called me in to work. No, I could work from home, pick my own hours. I could travel when I wanted to. I didn't have to ask off. I didn't have to deal with an annoying boss or crazy coworkers. It was an incredible thing to be able to be my own boss. And I just praise Jesus that when Rebecca and I met in 2013, that she was on board with selling online, and now it is totally in there with me, sourcing inventory with me, and we work together. And I just think that's a gift from above. But this can be the answer to a lot of your questions and a lot of the things that you're seeking, of finally wanting to be your own boss, making a living, and living your life the way you want to. So the Jumpstart Amazon course can help you. It can help get you started, and now is the best time to be selling on Amazon, and the best time to buy, because this is the biggest coupon code we've ever offered. Well, I will be closing this up. Thanks so much again for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun just hanging out with you tonight. So be sure again to check the replay, and I'll see you guys later. God bless. Bye.